Okay, I think we're actually working this time. It's, does indeed look like we are streaming. Okay. Some fun stuff to do today. Hopefully my computer doesn't overheat, because I have the remarkably Florida problem of having my AC freeze over in December. And now it's too hot in the apartment. Bum. Okay, we need to do science data from the surface of Mun. We need to plant a flag on Mun. Those are both helpful things that we need to do. Alright, we can waste no time this time around. We need to, right away, get over to Valentina Kerman Station. Need to separate the lander. Get it on its way to the moon's surface. But we need to make sure it is refueled, crewed, and all kinds of other fun stuff. So we're going to refuel it. Get it ready for its next mission. I thought about it. I think I'm going to send a pilot down this time. Our scientist has been doing lots of missions, and it'd be nice to level up our pilots while we're at it. Only got an hour until our transfer vehicle gets to its maneuver that it'll have to perform to get into moon orbit. Its capture burn. And before we go ahead and do that, I want to get the station onto a corrected orbit. And that means launching the lander so it's not misaligned, thrust, and center of mass. We'll also need to send our scientist and engineer out to inspect it. Reset anything they need to reset. That does it for those. We still have tons of monoprop. I'm not going to stress that yet, I don't think. Let's get our engineer out and about. Make sure that our landing gear are functional, although they look fine. Okay, so might not need our engineer, but we do need our scientist out. Runner. So we need to transfer him to our EVA port here. Oh, we got somebody in there. That would be... Alright, fine. Go in here. Yeah, still good. He can EVA from there. Okay, he's gonna let go. He's gonna EVA over. And he needs to reset this this goo canister. Oh, why this did collect data. I don't know if there's... Was there data in there that I just overrode by mistake? Hope not. Data. Oh, maybe there was. Whoops. Take that back in with us. Oh, I think it's just taking fresh data. Yep, space near Mun. That's why. It's fine. New data is still data. You know. Or, not new data is still data. That's what I was looking to say. Okay, let's get him back inside. While he's out here, what do I have for stuff on the science module? Forget what I actually have in here. Goo canister. Why not? He can collect some data. Close the hatch. There you go. All right. Something in there was duplicated, but that's fine. All right. Now, let's transfer Eiffel, pilot, and our first female crewman to go on to Mun. Like I said, we're gonna waste no time. We're gonna undock that now. Start burning retrograde shortly. It's into a very low orbit. And there we are, taking off. On our way. Back at the station. Still have Ronner and Newski. Or Neski. Alright. I'm going to try and correct its orbit. should mostly be radial difference. Okay, that doesn't really do what I wanted it to do. Nope, that doesn't do what I wanted it to do either. Okie doke. 0.8. Okay, that gets us a little closer where we want to go. Oh, and we must have this engine active? Nope. This is our active, but we're only on 6% thrust. That's fine. That should do. We'll have to do a second maneuver. At apogee. Very minor adjustments to the orbit. Oh, accidentally pulled inclination there. Didn't mean to do that. That should do just fine. Just a really nitpicky thing there that I wanted to do. The lander's maneuver is coming up as well. I think its maneuver is going to come up first in 19 minutes. There we go. That should actually do pretty good. Nice low orbit. And we said that is in 18 minutes, 30 seconds. When's our station maneuver coming up? 18 minutes or so? 11 minutes and 34 seconds. Okay, so this is actually going to be first. Should do just fine. Station is now on a very circular orbit above 50,000, which was my my standard I wanted to keep it up at. That's my height that made me feel safe, basically. Lander's going to come up on its next maneuver. This is going to be to circularize its initial orbit, and then disconnect from its support, its docking support. Untitled push to. When is this thing's maneuver coming up? 31 minutes. It's coming up on its maneuver. So we're getting very tight on these maneuvers already. But once we have this in circular orbit, we have to start picking our landing zone. I think it's going to be right here. I might actually want to do that landing pretty soon. Or I could try for this crater. Should probably try for that crater. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because that one I would know would have to be a different biome. Ooh, things are kind of slowing down a little bit. There we go. Just zipping along the moon's surface there. Looking good. I have a 2-second burn coming up. Overcooked it. Yeah, a little bit. Looks pretty safe though. Sure, I used to have months at circling closer than that. Now let's just do our capture burn for the moon transfer vehicle real quick. Another one of our famous, horrifyingly aggressive rendezvous maneuvers. Ten's a good starting point, and we'll fine-tune it at the ascending node. Okay, we'll have a 9-second burn. The only thing with this now, I won't be able to do really any fine-tuning to thrust limiters for this craft, now that I have everything set up to just specifically rely on this balance of engines. Since if we put both at full thrust, we're going to be doing circles. So we'll warp to our maneuver. 9-second burns, we want to start about 5 seconds away. I could have warped that a little further. If I did everything right on this, this should be a pretty smooth burn. Nice. That held nice and steady. Do a little bit of a correction. Look at that. Asymmetry. Working flawlessly. So we'll get a little more life out of this thing. I might not have to steal any fuel from the station at all now. Once I arrive. I think we can completely return to Kerbin with what we got there. We'll just see how we do on the maneuver coming up here. Really can't see. Okay, so we'd need to do like a little bit more retrograde, I guess. A little bit more in terms of timing change. 0.1 is pretty aggressive. Yeah, we're gonna go for that burn right there. That one's coming up in 4 hours. So we got time now. We can switch back to the lander. And again, I want to pick a new crater to land in. So we want this one, I think. I guess I could do this one, which looks like it's going to be in the daylight a little longer. Just not sure if that's a biome. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to warp here. At a painfully slow warp. Because we are so close to the moon. And on this pass, I'm going to have us just do an EVA and see if we get an EVA over the crater as a biome. So next time I'll know if that's real or not. Far side crater, yep, that is a real thing. And we have not done the science for that, so we're going to keep it. And we're going to board the craft again. Okay, so I know far side crater is a biome. Good. Very good. Now, right about here-ish, we're going to have to do a retrograde burn and go for this other crater, this larger crater, which has to be a crater. There's no way that's not a crater. Oh, this is Farside Crater if Kerbin's that way. Shouldn't that be... I don't know. Alright, as we're coming up on that... we're now going to disconnect this little piece. This is just to dock us with the station and to retrieve this lander once it's in orbit. We don't need that for the landing, for sure. I'm coming up on where I want to try and land. So we got all this zone right here to land. And this part looks pretty rough. It's going to be hard finding a good landing zone. It looks like maybe like right there or right there might be okay. but it looks pretty rough. Pretty rough. We are going to start doing our burns soon here. So I pass the threshold, basically. Pass these, because I know those are going to be dangerous. They're going to not be a good landing zone. Alright. Here we go. Another landing. Looks like we got a little strip right there of ground, although it looks like we're going to end up probably landing right about there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we're decelerating more than I thought. Don't know what that is. Looks like that's something though, doesn't it? Try and get us a little closer to that. See if we can't EVA to it and see what the heck it is. It might be a piece of debris or something. Looks a little too large to just be ground clutter. Whatever the heck they call it. Guess it could be just a big rock of no significance. But it just seemed weird that I could see that before everything else. Looks like it's something. Don't want to stall us out too much here. I don't want to waste fuel. The longer we hover, the more fuel we waste. I just don't want to get to the point where we're unable to suicide burn to a landing here, to a safe landing. So we're chipping away at it now. Done this many times before, it shouldn't be too bad. It does look like something. Slow it down a little bit. Here we go. We're holding at that approach speed. What is that? That's really got my interest. Eiffel's gonna find out for us. Maybe it's a building we can name Eiffel's Tower. Okay, smooth enough landing. We'll get a crew report. And we're going to transmit that off. Get a crew report and keep it. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. All right. Do an EVA report from the air. All right. Surface sample. Keep that. Looks like we don't get full credit for that because she's not a scientist. There we go. Okay, all that is good. We're going to take the data from these. Report again. All right, so that's a good amount of science. 7 reports is pretty good. Now I just want to figure out what the heck this thing is way over here. Which way was it? Okay, it's over this way. Let's see if I can't safely RCS to this. Sanity check. Before I do something that I'm gonna just go, what the heck, this is crazy. Let's get a confirmation that our stream is up. I've had a lot of problems lately with the stream. Okay, it does appear we are up. Alright. Off we go. Oh, that's definitely something. What is this? Oh my god. No way. Aw. It's a, it's an Easter egg. For Neil Armstrong. I didn't know that was in the game. Alright, Eiffel, go and pay your respects. It's only right. I just want to see what happens if you land on it. Oh, it actually has a weird surface there, okay. See if that's new just to be safe here. Oh, that is crazy. We used a lot of our fuel here, so we need to get her moving. Make sure we can do this safely. Don't want another Gus Kerman incident. Like from 2014. That was very nice. I like that they put that monument in. There's actually a monument to all the astronauts and cosmonauts who died in the effort to get to the moon for both the Soviet Union and the United States. Currently on the moon now. Placed there by one of the Apollo crews. Going too much with the up thrust here. Wasting fuel. Make sure we don't, like, bug splat Eiffel here. Oh, she's got it. Good job, Eiffel. Well, we found out what that was. Time to leave our own bro flag and complete another contract. Alright. Looks like we had our fun. Just derp our way back to the ground there. I need to fix that ladder. Yep, that was a repeat. Okay. That's fine. Now we just want to time our takeoff with our RCS harness. I guess Eiffel will take a nap in the lander. Should be able to get up to speed pretty quick. Alright, we need to head down the 90 line here. Never retracted the ladder. Oh, did I just, like, way blow up the, Holy crap, did I ever. I was not paying attention. Orbit and retrograde, please. Switch target retrograde. Start burning that way. We are wasting fuel. Okay. Wasted a lot of fuel. Like a lot of fuel. Position. So we catch up to it. How far away are we? Are we not far away? Yeah, a little bit. Let's just move our movement to target and head for it. See if we can't BS this a little bit. Thankfully, I've got that grabber in orbit as an emergency. Because that might be called for in this case. I have to zero that at closest approach. Yeah, this one did not go good. Yep, I am on the moon. And, wow, did we botch a takeoff and rendezvous. This is extremely botched. We're gonna roll with it. Too much. Wasting fuel upon wasting fuel. Alright. We're now fairly close to this harness. Let's have it come to us. Can't aim directly at it. How much do I have in the opposite direction? Like none. Okay. Good to know. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, so I'm very glad I left that grabber in a higher orbit. If need be, if we run out of fuel, we could send that down, grab this thing, and then drag its broken down butt all the way to the station. Because, yeah, that was a horribly botched takeoff. We put ourselves into a crazy apogee. So our first pilot that we sent to the moon was the first one to make things a fuss, I figure. Okay. Aim directly at it. Back to it. Really wish it would stop doing that. Alright, aim directly at it. Good. It's more like it. Okay, and I think the last minute I managed to align this fairly well. No, iffy at best. But that's fine, whatever. Doesn't need to be perfect for that part. Now, the tricky part. How the heck are we getting back to the station with so little fuel? So we do not have a lot of fuel. So we need to catch up a lot. Okay. So we got one orbit to go, basically. I'm gonna try not to stress out about that inclination change. Because we don't probably have the delta V to perform it in any case. Right now I'll just settle for getting us close enough for RCS to do the job. That looks like a pretty solid maneuver. Boom. Okay. We got this. Turn a pair of these on. Give us a little extra boost with RCS. And we still have our transfer vehicle on the way to the moon station. So I gotta keep an eye out on that. Alright, let's warp around to our maneuver. And this tells me, because these are very much still close on the next encounter, so this whole path. It kind of tells me that shouldn't be that much delta V required to match speed. Saying only relative speed will be 23.2 meters per second. So we might actually make this. Because we're so low, we can't time warp any faster right now. Because we are dangerously low. Just coming now over the new landing zone we just did. It's a nice weight for our maneuver. There we go. Got back up above 10,000. That's what I get for goofing that one. And 1 second maneuvers are kind of hard to time. So I'm going to try and limit this a little bit. So a 3 second maneuver. I'll do it like 1 second out because I'm going to have RCS helping us here. This is going to be one very empty-fueled lander when we get back to the station. A little bit of correction. So actual intercept, still 0.1. That's what we need. We can now warp here. I'm going to disable that RCS actually. Oh, it's not letting me do that during there we go. Forward by throttle off. Kind of laggy there. Forward by throttle off. Yep, okay. So now we don't have to worry about that anymore. This should take us about 3 seconds. So when we are a little closer. Go. Retrograde the target. There we go. Perfect. Oh, now we're pulling away. Oh boy. Okay. That's cool. Even more precise maneuvering was required. Okay, RCS off. Rotational mode. Alright, let's get this thing to a dock. So we want it... We want it on the nadir side, not the zenith. Okay, cool. So we're facing the right way. else from here is RCS, which we are loaded on. So we actually did pretty good. You know, extra 12 units of fuel compared to last time when we had like half a fuel tank. You know, whatever. Happens. Of course, very powerful braking thrusters on this thing. I want to line us up the station. Okay, like that. Okay, now just relying on the nav ball. Okay. Or we could just do that. It was not really clicking for me, the depth there. There we go. Depth perception was bad. Mr. Maneuver Node decided to lie to me there a little bit. Let's not wobble the station to death. Alright. So that was hairy. That was hairy for sure. But, seemed to have gone well-ish. In the end. I can't retract those ones, can I? That sucks. Should have maybe tried to dock it under here. So I don't really have a good place to try and dock the transfer vehicle. Guess I could dock it to the top. The Zenith. Yeah, screw it. Let's have Eiffel go ahead and fix that. So we have an easier way to dock the transfer vehicle. So I'm gonna just rotate so we have that port in a difference of one axis. Just failed to do correctly, but it's fine. Still doing okay. Really need to tune the RCS on this too, so it's not so wobbly every time I hit the button. Better. Much better. Have Eiffel grab all the data. I found an Easter egg today while I was on the moon. They left a monument for Neil Armstrong. That was really neat. Didn't even know that was there. So which one of these is the hatch? I'm never quite sure on this pod which is the actual hatch. I think it would have like handholds or something, just screaming out saying this is the hatch. I think it's this one. Yep, that's the hatch. I have no idea what you're supposed to be grabbing onto because there's nothing there, but okay. Board away. Yeah, we are like tragically low on fuel right now. So, go ahead and load up the lander. Thankfully, I think the transfer vehicle is finally at a point where we don't have to worry too much about refueling it here. We can just refuel it back at Jeb Station. Refueled. Let's refuel these little side tanks. And we'll have the lander ready for yet another landing. Hopefully a much better executed one. All right. See if maybe I can transfer over some monoprop from the transfer vehicle when it gets here as well. Even though these look still pretty good. I should probably be good for another couple uses on just what it has now. Trying to debate if I just launch another one now. Might just want to take down some debris in Kerbin orbit. I might also want to send a fuel tank this thing's way. Maneuvers in 1 hour, 41 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of like the level where I'd want to just go ahead and time warp that. So let's go ahead and do that instead of doing anything else fancy. A little closer. Give us just a minute to go ahead and point ourselves in the right direction. And the tricky thing with this is I can't now thrust limit because these have to be a very specific ratio for this to hold steady. Wait for it. We're going to have a very energetic, very rapid intersect here. Oop, went too far. Flip ourselves around. Just gonna do some winging it. Winging it's always fun. Okay. Okay. Made it worse. Alright. What are we missing? What are we missing here? Okay. We're too low in orbit. Okay. Are we in too low in orbit, or is it too low in orbit? Actually looks pretty solid. Inclination's a little off. We're too high in orbit. We're coming up fast on the maneuver, so we're gonna have a lot of change relative to target here that we're gonna have to burn. Yeah, that just made it way worse. Okay, that was a bad idea. Prograde. Auto aim. Like I said, thrust limiting would make this much easier, but that's a luxury we no longer have, unfortunately. Oh, okay. I could just dumb luck it back to 0.1. Alright. I'll take it. Now we're going to switch back to relative to target. And we need to cancel 172 meters per second of delta V. So I want to see what it looks like to cancel out 172 seconds of delta V. Roughly about 5 seconds. So about 3 seconds away from our closest approach. We'll want to do our burn. And that'll give us a very, very rapid rendezvous with the station. So remember, I want to start burning about 3 seconds away. We're going to get some lag here, so I'm just going to slow it down now. Once we get into the loading zone of the station, it probably will slow down a little bit. So I don't want to time warp too fast. And this is going to be going fast one way or the other. We are very rapidly approaching. It's 15 kilometers away. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. So yeah, it's definitely going coming up very fast. We'll do the rest of this in real time. If there's ever a maneuver that would cause you to accidentally violently smash into a station, this would be the kind of maneuver that would do it. Okay, so at 3 seconds in. Okay, not bad. That's how you rendezvous. Whoop. Roll up your socks. It's gonna be tight. Okay. That was good. Alright, now just the docket. Now this craft, I did actually tune the RCS a little. It's just basically suicide burned to a rendezvous. That was kind of neat. Not that I haven't done that before, but I think that was like the most... I want to say the word reckless. But reckless. Okay, let's get rid of RCS for a second. Let's go into rotation mode. Let's just line ourselves up a little better. What we want to pull off. Okay, that looks pretty good. A little more to the left. Yeah, it looks pretty straight. Just a little more to the left. There we go. Okay. Now linear mode, RCS back on. Okay, yeah, this one does still wobble a little bit. I really need to solve that. Wow, can we really not do that right now? Thank you. full strength. It's doing it. Don't know why I'm using RCS to roll. Why am I being so bad with the controls right now? Okay. Okay, stop wasting my RCS. Alright, let's think about this for a second. What is doing this to my RCS? I'm seeing roll, which means I probably need to bring these down. The nose did tip with the initial movement, I think. I think that adjustment may have done it, though. Now I seem to have pretty good control. Okay, a little rough. But we're docked. There's still quite a bit of fuel, actually, so I'm pretty sure I can leave this puppy to just do its thing. I don't think I need to refuel it at all. In fact, I think I can dump some of its RCS into the RCS harness here. I need this thing to stop, like, wobbling now. I think that solves the wobble. For now. At least a little bit, anyway. Alright. Let's get back to refueling monoprop. Okay, I think the harness now has a full fuel arrangement. It is ready to go. All right, not bad. Some EVA Newstead. Real quick. He's going to grab the science experiments from this module here that we just brought up from the moon and put them in the transfer vehicle to return to Jeb Kerman Station and begin researching in the lab. Okay, that transfers all those experiments. Now we need Ronner, our scientist. He's going to reset the goo canister. I hope I didn't just, whoops. Might have just removed a good experiment there. That would be a bad thing. Okay, that's good. I have the good one. Ooh, okay. Gonna do a little victory roll. So that's good. I kept the good data this time. Navigate between all the solar panels. Bring them back to the normal EVA hatch. Although, actually, now think about it. Since he has that one experiment now, we should really bring it over to the transfer vehicle. Okay. There we go. Store the experiment. Now head back over to the EVA hatch. Oh, that one's full. I don't know who's on there. Well, he's just like running all over the station today. Alright, I'll send him back. Say here. Alright. Now, we want to do one more moon mission. And I want to get another pilot experience, which will be Newstead. The station is basically nearing its retirement. We'll probably be sending up a new station once this one's out of fuel, and just letting this one, well, even not when it's totally out of fuel, but when it only has enough to deorbit it. And I'll probably just end up saving a few pieces here, like these adapters, except I'll be turning them around. The power module here at the back will probably get saved. But that'll really be it. Alright, different pilot. Different objective. We're going to take the lander and harness off again to do another landing. So we're just going to go us a little bit of distance. RCS on that, but okay. It's cool. I really just gotta, like, start messing with the RCS and just take all the roll off of it entirely. Roll, pitch, and yaw control. Because I'd never want to use it for that. Like, ever. I don't know why I don't just go through and disable it all. Probably because I'm just too lazy, but whatever. So, first order of business. Lower our orbit. So we're going to lower our orbit just above 10,000 for time warp reasons. Okay. Circularize it to make it easier to rendezvous with the craft later. Because we are going to do like before and disconnect the harness before landing. Yeah, whatever, that should do fine. Now, this is the crater I want to go for this time. We already got to this crater. We got to this crater. I want this crater. Okay. I'm gonna disconnect the RCS module. Leave that in orbit. We should have plenty of flat ground on this crater to try and land on. Time warp it a little bit. Go for one of these flatter patches. Yeah, let's go right there. Yeah, the little stretch right there looks good. All right. Deorbit time. Pulling Neil Armstrong for a second. Let's glide a little longer over this section. Go for this crater. I want to go between these two, basically. Just starting to look promising. Should be able to safely use a little more than half my fuel on the actual landing. It does take more fuel to land on the moon than it does to take off in this case. In these Kerbal physics. Because you're going to spend more time burning when you're landing. Unless you suicide burn, and then it's less fuel to land. But there's no atmosphere to slow you down or anything like that, so... Almost totally vertical now. Looking good. Hopefully we can see our shadow soon. Although it looks like that might be the wrong time of day to get a good shadow. Oh no, hey, there it is. Accelerating a little more. little bit of a slope that we're landing on. Perfect. All right. That was unusually graceful final bit there. Now, this should all be new science. So, let's see, crew report. Get all that sweet, sweet science. Don't know how I can take a surface sample from there. That's weird. Okay. Let's get him EVA report in the air. Okay. Not bad. Maybe interest around. No other Easter eggs. Okay. Before we take off, set the harness as our target. Let the harness come around. This time we'll actually attempt to not F up the takeoff and waste a bunch of fuel. Okay, beautiful. Let's go right down the 90 line. Yep, harness just got a little ahead of us. That time warped a little too far. But didn't screw it up anywhere near as bad as last time. Oh, don't know why that suddenly had me change the ascending descending node. That's annoying. Oops. Kind of goofered us on that one, huh? What would happen if I just like zeroed us out to target? Oh, it would just put us into orbit again. So now, orbit, prograde. Let's aim up a little bit. Let's do this. Wow, that actually helped. End of the day, that actually works out. Okay. Alright. That crazy maneuvering actually worked. We still have significantly more fuel than we did last time. Thankfully, we're heading over a pretty flat part of the moon. Let us really get into closest approach here. Target retrograde. Okay, we hold pretty steady now at this point. Now we can start aiming directly at the thing. Perfect. Okay, we want retrograde to target. Oops. Didn't want to blow that up. Okay, Mosine. Good for you. Oh, all right. Definitely smoother this time. Okay, we're gonna aim directly at it. I'm gonna let it RCS back to the lander. Nope. Don't want to target myself, thank you. Can I target the other thing? Can I target the other thing? Thank you. Set as target. Alright. Let's aim directly at it. Yeah, that's basically the idea here. When I set this up, is I wanted all the RCS that's going to be needed for docking to all be on a separate bit that doesn't bother to get dragged down and decelerated all the way down to the moon, and then also doesn't get accelerated all the way back up. And since I wasn't going to have manned capsules, because we're going to be launching from a station, and I wasn't obviously going to use the whole station to go grab it, that's where this guy came in. I couldn't really think of a good thing to even call it, so I've just been calling it a RCS harness. Wow, that was a that was an unusually high speed and accurate docking. All right, every now and again. Even morons succeed, I guess. And look at that, it's even perfectly aligned. Wow. Alright. Dumb but lucky. Now. I set the station as our target. We'll have to wait probably a couple orbits before we're in position to go back up to it. So now just waiting for us to get back up to the station. Might try to pick out one more landing site, maybe to do tomorrow night. If I'm able. I don't know if I'll be able to stream tomorrow night. But I do want at least one more landing out of the station before we take this crew off and more or less abandon it. But it's proved its worth already. This will now be the second time the transfer vehicle's docked with it. The third time we've done a moon landing from the station. It's actually going quite well. Probably 0.4 is the best we get. Seems to be the difference here. Is it entirely timings? Is then... Whoop. Because then I could fuck it up, apparently. That's what I was starting to say. I don't know why 0.4 is the best we can manage right now. Very odd. Whatever. We'll work with 0.4. Warp our way around. I'll check on our second Minmus probe pretty soon. All the time warping we've done today. It's only day 97 of the first year, though. Little correction here. Okay. Intersect is going to be 0.4. So it looks like we perfectly executed that one. Let's warp there. Well, I've definitely shown that this strategy is totally viable in Kerbal. Alright. Docking mode, RCS. Get this stuff going. Oop. I was doing the right thing. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we got about 5 times as much fuel left over as we did last time. So yeah, definitely went better this time. Look at that, Newstead's got, you know, more experience now. He's still level 1, but we'll probably solve that soon enough. I think what happens is I have to actually land them at Kerbin to give them credit for all the stuff they did. Hello! Hello, new viewer. Catching us just as we're docking after a successful moon mission. I'm going to set our new target here. My orientation correct for a second. Am I gonna hit the solar panels? Okay, sure am. Just a lot of things all close together. Make sure I don't accidentally bump into anything, clip any solar panels off, anything like that. Especially our transfer vehicle, because that was kind of a pain to launch that. So using the nav balls just to align us a little better. And then screwing up our alignment this way. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Alright, we're docked back with the station. And go ahead and refuel the lander for the next landing for tomorrow. Well, let's see. I'll make sure we actually collect all this data properly. Need the helmet light. Oh, we already have that. Mystery goo. Okay, we already have all that stuff. Good. Let's just deal with this broken ladder rung. EVA back up so we can grab all the experiments. Take data. Alright. We'll let go. We're going to bring that, again, back over to the transfer vehicle. We'll be bringing that back to Jebediah Kerman Memorial Station in Kerbin orbit. Same like we did in the last landing. Alright. So we can store all those experiments. Not all could be stored. Why not? Space just above. Oh! I guess I've already done that one, maybe. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, yes, I did, because I tested that when I flew over it to see if, okay. See if that was a biome. So I did do that, actually. So that's probably already in there is the problem. That's fine. We're going to get our pilot back into the EVA hatch here of the station. Oh, and that one's actually full. Which of these modules isn't full then? I want to go in that one because then I'll be dumping my science. Guess I'll just put them back in the lander for a minute because I know there's somebody in this one. At least I think there is. Yep, same thing. Yeah, I'll just throw him back in the lander for a second and move around the crew in the station to make room for him. Wasn't very nice of them. They're not making any room. We will broadcast this one since we have that data twice. Okay, we'll transfer him now up to one of the passenger cabins. Transfer Neski, our engineer, back over to one of the cabins. Ronner will send to a cabin. Eiffel, send to a cabin. Alright. So I think that's everything we're going to do with the moon station today. We've got 16 experiments stored so far on the transfer vehicle for the next flight back to Kerbin. And let's focus in on Kerbin for a second. Perfect. Let's switch to the Jeb Kerbin Memorial Station for a second. Just check on everyone there. Make sure our amazing array of space debris hasn't caused any issues. Looks fine to me. Though this isn't... Whoop! RCS off, please. That was interesting. That was a lot of RCS. But we'll have the station auto-aim to prograde, just for my own sake. I enjoy having the station's auto-aim prograde like the International Space Station does. But alright, so everything looks good here. We got the dock ready for the return vehicle. I want to see really though how we're doing on the lab. So right now we've got 30 science on board the lab. Oh, why is this thing like rotating so darn much? There you go. That's better. Anyway, as I was saying, we've got 30 science on board. We're getting 7.3 science a day from all the science we threw in there. So I'm going to send down what we have. Okay. No one to level up. Now we'll go back to the Space Center. See how we're doing for science. $135. We need 160 to unlock something? Yeah. Could do aerodynamics, but I'm not too fond of the jets. I don't find those as useful. Not really sure what we're going to go for next here, though. Like, I might actually skip this. Start going here, so I would actually need 300 science. That might be what I go for. Oh, that's probably the better bet. Then we'd start getting surface scanning modules and survey scanners. That'll tell us exactly what biomes we have around here. And I'm not sure where the first mining... Ah, advanced science tech, here we go. This will still be a ways away, so we won't be mining for fuel all that soon, but it will happen. I just feel weird I haven't actually like launched anything today. Everything's been been done from the stations. They're kind of doing their own thing now. Let's check Oh yeah, our Eve probe still has a while to go. So just to make sure I launch something today and make myself feel better, I'll check for a contract for anything simple to launch. If not, I will launch a cleanup vehicle. Oh, this is an easy one. I'm going to take this. We'll do that before we close out. And Rossby, Orbit of Kerbin. Yeah, why not? We are a space Uber service after all. Let's go and rescue more Kerman in orbit. So we want our crew recovery vehicle. Staging check. Everything looks good. Roll it out to the launch pad, set up our timing. Try to launch straight to rendezvous. Oh, okay. Tedman, buddy, you're not supposed to be along for the ride. Okay, forgot to remove crew. So one more time. Okay. This time, remove Tedman. Better. No one's in. Launch it again. And hilariously and unintentionally, what we're basically launching here right now is a Titan 3D. I didn't even mean to do that. Titan 3 Delta. Saying the alphanumeric obviously was not called Delta because there was Thor Delta was an actual thing. Delta was the name of an upper stage. But I digress. There's Tom Fred's old capsule. This is the new one. Nice and low orbit just to mess with me. Still got some debris up there to take care of from previous rescues. So we want this to be right about there-ish when we take off. Hopefully I just did that right. Away we go. Solids to get us up, lofted into decent altitude. The atmosphere is thinner and our engines are more efficient. At 10,000 meters, we'll start doing a gravity turn. Or I'll overshoot it. I'll overshoot it with the solids. It's interesting. Figure out how I tune that later. That's alright. Just be a little aggressive with our turn. Not that aggressive. Okay, there's first stage cutoff. Drop the fairing now. Prograde. Looking pretty good for a launch to rendezvous. Looks actually really good. Go. We actually want to be a little ahead of it because we still need to finish accelerating into orbit. About what we want, which is conveniently retrograde to target. And I missed our burn window a little bit, just a little bit. See it coming, catching up to us now. And they're just going to pass us a little bit because I missed my window. Makes sense, it was about 30 seconds late on my window. Catch it on the next orbit. Okay, we're at least in orbit. Continue zeroing out. We need to still do most likely another fewer maneuvers actually. Yep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to aim directly at it while we still have some powerful engines here before we go to the craft engines, which this whole thing is insanely overpowered for what we're doing right now. Could have done this with a much cheaper rocket, but you know, sometimes it's just for fun. Okay, that looks like a good intersect by comparison. But I want better than that. I want a quick one too. Now we're going to do retrograde to target. Okay, get just a little closer. There we go. Actually gets us pretty close. I'm going to end up dumping this booster with a lot of extra fuel on it, unfortunately. But I did decide I wanted to go full overkill, so that's basically what this is. This is actually able to dock with the station if I needed it to. Really, it's designed for any highly irregular orbits. This was a nice, easy, low Kerbin orbit. A little bit of time warp. This is just taking a good minute here. I'm running up past my usual stream time as well. There we go. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just aim prograde to orbit real quick. So I can fine tune this, and we're just gonna dump this booster off. I get a little more fine control. And target maneuvering. Alright, and these fine control engines should help us out a lot on this. And we've got a grabber so we don't leave any space debris. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I thought I was in docking mode there for a second. Well, that's okay. Whatever. Created more space debris. It's still a safe vessel. What I wanted to do was this. And then this. This is how I end up with space debris. Ironically, with a claw down there. I wonder if I can, like, grab it with the back end of this somehow, and at least not leave that in space. We'll see. But let's eviate out this this new Kerman. Who is getting style points right now for that dismount. Like, headed right for it. Pretty good. Alright, now this is going to be our target, so to speak. We want to see debris. Set as target. Oh. Oh, I don't have to worry about that. That's actually decaying in its orbit anyway. Oh no, that's the booster. That is the booster. This is the clamp. Okay. Got it. Get it. Got it. Good. Okay. So kind of the reverse of what I'm normally doing. I'm going to see if this thing, when it doesn't have power, will still grab. So I might just be able to get it to grab the back of this, since it was armed. Just gotta time it right with the rotation. Which we did last night with no RCS after many attempts. So I would think that this would be pretty doable. Well, we hit it dead on, but it doesn't grab because it is currently out of juice. That's what I was afraid of. Alright, well, see if we can do this the crazy way. Okay. We just gently bump it. It's going to be really ironic when I have to send a claw up to deorbit the deorbiting claw. See if I can just time it so I'm kind of in the middle of the claw, and then I can maybe just try and accelerate. And just push it. Maybe. Damn, I missed that rotation. I don't know how I keep doing that, but okay, whatever. I'm going with it. We're gonna deorbit. Not even gonna wait for an opportune moment. I'm just gonna get it over with. Well, that was a bit odd, and these are very loud engines. Sorry, I just like messing with people doing that camera roll. Just a painfully slow deorbit. I'll see how long the engines can hold. cat being a jerk. Thanks, Mosian. Sure, everyone likes camera shake. Alright, solar panels are gonna blow up. That's to be expected. Yep, here they go. Alright. So I had to ditch that sucker. That's cool. Still off doing its own thing. Get our drogues deployed. Main chute deployed. Engine is up there doing I don't know what. Apparently landing itself. Oh, I have control over this. Okay. I forgot that this has a core on it. There we go. Why not? Yeah, it is not gonna survive. It was a valiant effort. Meanwhile, the final chutes deploy on this guy. Take the time warp off just before we hit the water. So I do not trust it at all. Nice soft landing. Alright. So at least I launched something today, other than from the stations. Got 2 landings done on the moon. Got a lot of science brought over. Gained a new Kerman. Added new space debris. All the things. And they actually have a mission to recover something now. I want to see how that works. All right, but I think that is where I'm gonna call it. So, thanks everybody for watching that watched tonight. If you want to see more of this channel on YouTube, we've got all our previous episodes, and we will be here pretty much every night at 7 Eastern. So, thank you guys for watching, and have a great night.